for this data science course, session 7. So in this session we are going to look at about the library called matplotlib. Okay, so this is the library in Python which is especially for drawing different types of graphs. Okay, it's a basic graph plotting library which serves as a visualization utility. You can do different kinds of visualization using this package. Okay, so it was created by John D. Hunter, and as usual it's a open source. It's mostly written in Python and some of the segments are written in C language. Okay. So you can install this library using a standard command called pip install, and then give the library name matplotlib, so that that package gets installed. Okay. Okay, let's start with drawing some simple graphs, how do you draw graphs from your school days. Okay, so you should have x-axis, then y-axis, and you need some points to plot the graph. Okay, so let's start with that kind of graph, and then we'll be exploring what are the other options available in different types of graphs. Okay, okay. Now one second. So you need to install this, you need to import this package matplotlib .pyplot as give some short name plt. Okay, and this is the package you are going to import, and you are giving a short name plt, and then this is as usual your numpy array, because I am going to supply the points in an array, array of points. Okay, x array and y array. As you can see here, I have two arrays, x points and y points. Okay, this is nothing but a numpy array, np dot array of 0 comma 6 and np dot array 0 comma 250. Okay, so with this two points x and y, I am going to plot the graph. Okay, so you need to use this object. Okay, that is plot dot, this is the function we are going to use, plot. Then I am going to give x points comma y points. I am going to supply the points to this function. Okay, so that the points will be taken from this numpy array, and then the graph will be plotted. Okay, so after plotting the graph, you need to use this function plot.show. Okay, if you don't use this function, your graph may not be visible. Okay, the graph might be drawn, but it will not be visible to the user. Okay, only if you give show method, then you will be able to see the graph. Okay, now let's see how this graph has drawn. Okay, so here first you take first point from the x, that is 0, and 0 from y. Okay, so we got 1 point, 0 comma 0, so that is plotted here. And then the second point is 6 and 250, so that is the way you have to take the points, one from x-axis, one from x array, and one from y array. Okay, the second point is 6 comma 250. So as you can see, this is 6, so you can go here, and this is your 250. Okay, so this is my point 6 comma 250. So after plotting these 2 points, so it is going to be connected by a straight line. Okay, so that's why you are getting a graph like this, a line graph. Okay, so let's try to implement this. So you'll be this is the same coding whatever I have shown you in the PPT. Okay, so you are getting a graph something like this. Okay, it's a line graph. Now I don't want a line. Okay, for example, I want to point it as a circles. Okay, so in that case you can go for this method. Okay, you just give plt dot plot x points comma y points comma you just give O, okay, inside this single quote. Then what happens? It will not draw a line, it just plots the points alone. Okay, you can see here this is 1 comma 3 and this is 8 comma 10. Okay, only the points will be plotted here. So this is the points we have given, 1 comma 8 and 3 comma 10. So the first point will be 1 comma 3. Okay, 1 from x and 3 from y, and second point will be 8 from x and 10 from y, 8 comma 10. Okay, so that is the way you can do if you don't want a line. If you don't want the line, you just give O at the third parameter, as a third parameter. Okay, okay. The next one, the next example will show you that how to draw a graph with multiple points. Okay, so till now we have seen we have only 2 points. Okay, so this graph has multiple points. So the first point will be 1 comma 3, then 2 comma 5, then 3 comma 7, then 8 comma 10. Okay, so let's see the output now. You can see the first one 1 comma 3, okay, then 2 comma 5, okay, then 3 comma 7, okay, then last one we have 8 comma 10. Okay, this point. Okay, so by connecting all these points you are getting a straight line like this. Okay, so that is a way you can draw a graph with any number of points. Okay, so you can see this. So I have 4 points here also. 1 comma 3 is here, okay, and 2 comma 8 is here, and 6 comma 1 is somewhere down. This is 6 comma 1. Okay, and the next one 8 comma 10. Okay, this is 8 comma 10. You just connect, the line connects all the points. Okay, so that's it. Okay, the next one we have is, here you can see there is only one array available. Only y array is available, there is no x array. Okay, then how do you draw the graph? In case if you want to draw a graph, I need 2 arrays, I need 2 points, that is x and y. X axis I need, y axis I need, but here I am having only y axis. Then how do I draw the graph? Let's check out the graph and we'll try to understand from the graph. Okay, you can see you remember this y points. The y points are so the y points, okay, so the y point is 3. So when you look at this graph, you can see 0 comma 3, the x is taken as 0. The next point is 8. Okay, so the 8 is plotted at 1 comma 8. Then 10, sorry 1. The third one is 1, so it is plotted as 2 comma 1. Okay, then next point 3 comma 10, the next 4 comma 5, next 5 comma 7. So what it shows is the x is incrementing 1 by 1 by default. Okay, so x starts with 0, so that's why you are getting 0 comma 3. Okay, then 1 comma 8, this is 1 comma 8, then 2 comma 1, then 3 comma 10, then 4 comma 5, then 5 comma 7. Okay, so if you don't give the x axis, that is x array, then by default it will take x as 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, so that is a way you can draw the graph even if you are given with only one array of points. Okay, so the next one, this example will show you different kinds of markers that we will use to draw the graph. Okay, markers in the sense something like this kind of symbols. Okay, so usually you will get a circle, right? For example, like this. Okay, so with this point only I have y points. I am going to draw a graph. Usually I will give plot x points comma y points. Here I have only y points, so I am giving only y points comma I have an property called marker equal to 0. 0 sorry, it's not 0, you'll have to give O. Okay, so when I give O, let's see what happens to the graph. You can see the points are plotted with small circles. Okay, so these are all called markers. Like this you can use different kinds of markers. Okay, so the different kinds of markers are given here. Okay, I can use x star plus d p h v less than greater than, then one more symbol is XOR symbol is also there. This, where is that symbol? Yeah, this symbol. You can use all these kind of symbols. Okay, when I give x, it will show you x here. You can see. Okay, when I give star, star will come, plus, plus will come. When I give d, let's see what happens. See what you are getting? You are getting a diamond symbol. So D stands for a diamond. Okay, and similarly P stands for pentagon. You will get a pentagon symbol. You can see here. Okay, and H stands for hexagon. You can see the hexagon symbol here. Then V stands for triangle, inverted triangle, you can see. Okay, and less than, again a triangle towards left side. Okay, and greater than, again that is pointing to the opposite side. Okay, then XOR gate symbol, this is the triangle. Okay, so this is the way you can use different kinds of markers in the graph. The next example will show you how to draw a line in the graph with different types. Okay, so till now we have seen a normal line. So here I'll be showing you like a dashed line or dotted lines. Okay, so you need to specify an attribute called line style as an extra attribute. So plot, within that you give x points comma y points. Here x points is not given, so you just give only y points. Then line style equal to dash. So it will show you a graph with dashed lines. Okay, something like this. Okay. Then if you can give dotted also. If I give dotted, see, you are getting a dotted line. Dashed means you are getting hyphen symbol. So dotted means you are getting a dots. Okay, the line is connected by dots. So that is a way you can change your line style. Okay. Then we'll see how to give the titles and labels to the graph. Okay, so till now what we have seen is a simple graph without any x-axis and y-axis titles. Okay, usually if I say a graph, it should have the titles on the x-axis and y-axis. It should have some labels. X-axis means what is that? Maybe temperature, and y-axis is maybe Celsius, something like that. Some kind of data should be there. Okay, and also it is appropriate to give the titles. Okay, I can give you a title using this functions. Plot dot title, give the title whatever you want to give it for the graph, and x label, give what you want to appear on the x-axis, and similarly y label. Okay, so this will appear on y-axis and this will appear on x-axis, and this will be the title. Okay, now if you see your graph, your graph is looking like this. Okay, so I have a label on the x-axis and label on the y-axis and title. Okay, then there is something called grid lines. You might have seen some of the graphs having on the background some grid kind of structure. Okay, so here I have only horizontal lines. So what I will do now is I will remove this axis. You, as usual, you draw the graph with x-axis, x points and y points. You just plot the graph using plot. Okay, then you give plt dot grid. Okay, so this will show you a grid like this. Okay, a square kind of grids on the background. Okay, I don't want only the vertical lines, or I don't want only the horizontal lines, then I can use the axis like this. Okay, it was given previously now. So I am using axis equal to y. Now see what happens. It will show you only the horizontal lines. Okay, so if I give axis equal to x, it will show you only vertical lines. Okay, x-axis. So that is the way you can plot the grids on the background of the graph. Okay, now there is a concept called subplot. Okay, subplot is you can make more than one graph within a single graph. Okay, so that is called actually subplot. Okay, I can combine 2 or 3 graphs within a single graphs, and I can make it as a single plot. Okay, now let's see the output, something like this. You can see here there are 4 graphs plotted here. This is graph 1, graph 2, graph 3 and graph 4. Okay, so these all graphs are called subplots. Okay, subplots. This all 4 graphs combined together is called as a plot. Okay, now let's see how to draw these graphs in a single graph. Okay, now we are going to provide the data for each graph separately. There is a separate data for this, separate data for this, this and this. Okay, so now you start with the first graph, that is plot 1. As usual, you need x and y arrays. Okay, x equal to np dot array, you supply this data. Okay, with this data I am going to plot the graph now. First graph, plot plt dot, you should not use plot function here, you should use subplot. Okay, you should use subplot, then only it will come within the main graph. Okay, main graph is a single graph which has all the 4 graphs. Okay, so 1 comma 4, 1 comma 4 is I have one row, in that I have 4 columns of graphs. Okay, so it is something like this. I have one row and I have 4 columns. Okay, so in this my first graph will come, here second graph, here third graph, here fourth graph. Okay, so that is what the meaning of 1 comma 4. Okay, 1 comma 4, 1 row 4 columns, and I am giving you the data for the first graph. Okay, so with this data I am plotting the first graph. Okay, then after making this subplot, you use this plot of x comma y. Okay, then plot 2 gives some different data, then use subplot 1 comma 4 comma 2. 2 indicates the second graph. Okay, 1 comma 4 will be same, that is constant. Okay, only the third argument will be differing. First, this is the first graph and this is the second graph. Okay, then you plot the second graph. Don't show the graph because you'll have to show the graph only at the last, then only it will be visible, all the 4 plots will be visible. Okay, now take the third data x and y, plot using this subplot 1 comma 4 comma 3, that is the third graph. Okay, then use plot and plot the graph. Okay, then last graph x and y, use subplot plt dot subplot 1 comma 4 comma 4, that is the fourth graph. Okay, then use plot, then plot dot show. Only at the last you should use plot dot show. Okay, so when I execute this, you are getting a graph something like this. Okay, in case if I need something like this 2 comma 2. Okay, here I need first graph, second graph, third graph, then fourth graph. Then what should I do? You just go here and change your data. Data, let it be the same. I am going to just reorganize this 2 comma 2, and this is my first graph, and 2 comma 2, this is the second graph, then 2 comma 2, this is the third graph, then this 2 comma 2, this is the fourth graph. Okay, sometimes in your browser, if the space is not sufficient, some of the graphs will go down. Okay, anyway, we will check whether it's coming or not. Okay, so now I have changed, I have reorganized, and now let's check. Yeah, you got it. Okay, so 2 comma 2, this is my first graph. First one, this is the second one, this is the third, and this is the fourth. Okay, so like this you can draw different graphs within a single graph. Okay, so this is called a subplot concept. Okay, okay. Next we are having something called scatter plots. Okay, here we are not going to draw a line which is connecting all the points. Okay, you can check out from the output. You can see here the points are plotted and it looks like a scattered one. Okay, so that's why it is called scattered plot. Okay, so for this you should not use plot function. Okay, you should use scatter function, scatter x comma y. So you just apply this two arrays x and y, then you just give plot dot show, so that all the points plotted here. Okay, then we will move on to our traditional charts, that is called bar charts. Okay, so here in the x-axis I will be giving you some labels like A, B, C, D, or some product names, something like that. Then in the y-axis I am going to give some numbers. Okay, then I am going to draw a bar chart. Okay, so for this I am going to use a function called bar. Okay, plt dot bar x comma y. Okay, then you show the graph. So your graph appears something like this. Okay, so A, B, C, D. A is 3 and B is 8 and C is maybe 1 and D is 10. Okay, so I think that's what the data given here you can see from here. Okay. Okay, now this is the normal traditional bar chart. Now I want to do some changes in the chart. What kind of changes? I am going to draw the chart in the red color. So what I will do, just give the third argument, color equal to red, so that your graph appears in the red color. Okay, so like this you can give any standard colors. Then the other variation I am going to do is, I am going to draw a horizontal chart, bar chart, something like this, A, B, C, D. Okay, so the x and y axis will be interchanged. You can see on the y axis I have A, B, C, D, on the x axis I have the numbers. If you draw a horizontal bar chart, so to draw the horizontal bar chart, what you have to do, you will have to use bar H. It's not bar. Bar chart will give you vertical bar. Okay, bar H means it will give you horizontal bars. Okay, something like this. Okay, so that is about bar charts. The next one we have is pie chart. Okay, so pie chart, as you all know, it looks like this. Okay, it's the circle, it will be considered as 100%. Okay, so out of 100%, how much percentage is allotted for example, item number 1. Okay, this may be first item, and how much portion is second item, and how much portion is third item, then fourth item. Okay, so to give you that kind of information, the pie charts are used. Okay, so for this you need to use a function called pie. Okay, so this is my array. If you look at the array 35, 25, 25, 15, if you sum it up together, it is 100. Okay, so if I draw a pie chart, you will get it like this. This is the default colors used in pie chart. So 35 is this, and this is 25, and again this is 25, and this is 15. Okay, usually the pie chart starts at this axis. Okay, x-axis. It is 0 degree actually. It is 0 degree, and this is 90, and you can see this portion is 180. Okay, then you have this one is 270. Okay, so with this basic we will move on to some other options. Okay, now I can give some labels to this items which is available in the pie chart. The previous pie chart I am not able to understand anything. You can see I have only 4 different colors. I don't know what is this colors indicates. Okay, so for that I am going to give you labels like this. This is my data, and the labels are apples, banana, cherry, and dates. Okay, so it indicates I am going to supply the labels to this function pie of the array y, and comma labels equal to my labels. This is my labels. Okay, so these labels will be applied to the corresponding numbers. Apples is 35, banana is 25, cherry is 25, and dates is 15%. Okay, so now you can see the labels are appearing on the corresponding dates, and here at the bottom you can see cherries. Okay, so that is happening with the help of this labels parameter. Okay, now yeah, as you can see here, there is something called start angle. Okay, so previously I can give you 90 here. Let's see what happens. Previously the blue color starts from here, 0 degree. Okay, the blue color starts from here, something around this value. Then the other colors, orange color, red color, sorry, green color, red color. Okay, now here the starting angle is 0 previously, if you, because we have not given any starting angle. Okay, so by default it will taken as 0. Now I am going to give the start angle as 90. Okay, so plot pie chart y comma labels comma start angle equal to 90 degree. So when I give 90 degree, so which is your 90 degree? So this is your 90 degree. Okay, so first data starts from at this place. Okay, then the first data will go, then second data, then third data, then fourth data. The pie chart will always drawn anti-clockwise. Okay, the data will be shown in the anti-clockwise direction only. Okay, so if I give 180 degree, let's see what happens. Sorry, 100 degree I have given. 100 degree means, see, there is a slight change here. Okay, so let's see 180 degree, then you can able to understand. You can see here, this is my 180 degree. From here only the first data starts, apples, then banana, then cherry, then dates. Okay, it's always in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so that is the purpose of the start angle. Then sometimes you might have seen a graph, something like a piece of pizza is cut out. Okay, something like that. So how do I do that? Okay, there is an option called explode. Okay, so you have to supply some values in this property called explode, so that your pie chart looks like a piece of pizza has been cut. Okay, now this is the data and this is the labels and this is the explode numbers. Okay, my explode equal to 0.2 comma 0 comma 0 comma 0. Okay, so 0 means it will not be cut out from the original graph. Okay, 0.1 0.2 whatever some number is given, that much amount of distance it is separated from the original pie chart. Okay, so here the first argument is having 0.2, that is the first data, apple. Apple will be separated from the original pie chart by a distance of maybe 0.2 inches. Okay, you can see here. Let me execute this. Okay, 0.2, only apple is getting separated. Okay, now I will make apple as 0 and I will put 0.2 in the second one. See here, now the banana is getting separated. So this 0.1 0.2 is nothing but the distance. For example, if I given 0.7, let's see how much distance it is. This distance. Okay, and if I give 0.1, very little different distance will be there. Okay, so usually you will use 0.1 or 0.2, not more than that. Okay, so that is the way you can show some component of the pie chart separately. Okay, so that is about explode option. Okay, the next one we have is there is an option called shadow. Okay, when I am showing this explode option, I want to show some shadow at the border here. You can see some shadow here. Okay, so that is possible with the help of this option, shadow equal to true. If you give that option, the shadow will appear. If you don't give that option, the shadow will not appear. Okay, so in the previous graph you are not able to see any shadow. Now you are able to see the shadow. Okay. Okay. The next one is you can give your own colors to this pie chart. Okay. These are all the colors which will be given by default. Okay. Blue color, orange, green and red. Okay. Now I want to give my own colors. So what I will do? So you just apply the colors. Okay. There is a property called colors equal to my colors. Okay. So here I am specifying the colors in the array. Okay. My colors equal to black, hot pink, R means red color. Okay. Then the another way to specify the colors is you can use the color coding 90 20 FF. Okay, it is something like RGB color. 90 means 90% of the red color, 20 means 20% of the green color, and FF means it's in hexadecimal 255. Okay, 255 means full 100% of the blue color. So if you mix all these components, you will get some new color. Okay, so that is the color coding. That in that way also you can give your colors. Okay, this is just to show you the different ways of giving the colors, or otherwise if you are comfortable you can just give standard colors: black, green, blue, pink, white, black, something like that. Okay. Okay, now I am supplying these colors here, colors equal to my colors. Okay, and then I am drawing a graph. You can see the first one, apple is black color. Okay, then bananas is hot pink. Okay, then cherries red color. Okay, you can see. Then the last one, dates, I am giving some other new color. Okay, it's a combination of red, green, blue. So that's a way you can give your own colors. Okay. Okay. Then how do I give legend? Legend is nothing but it's something like a consolidated information. Okay. You just use this option plot dot legend. Okay, which will give you an information something like this. Okay, so blue color, apples, orange, banana, something. I want to give the legend with the title. Okay, that is also possible. So I can give you the title like this: plot legend. Give the title within that. Okay, title equal to 4 fruits. Okay, so now your legend appears something like this. 4 fruits is the title, then the details appears at the bottom. Okay, so this is some of the variations in the pie chart. Okay, the next one we have is histogram. Okay, here one second. Histogram is actually a graph which shows the frequency of the items which is available in the given input. Okay, for example, I am going to use this function to generate some random numbers. Okay, okay, now you can see with this function, that is xp equal to np dot random dot normal. The normal is nothing but the normal distribution. With the help of this normal distribution, I am trying to generate some random numbers. Okay, 170 is the mean, and 10 is the standard deviation maybe, and with the help of this I am going to generate around 250 numbers. Okay, so you can see here there are 250 numbers available here. This is the random numbers generated. Okay, now what I am doing with this generated random numbers, I am drawing a chart like this. This chart is called as histogram. Okay, so what is this graph shows? Okay, uh, this graph shows, for example, here between 160 to 170, how many numbers are available, that count, and between 170 to 180 or maybe 170 to 175, how many data are available, the count of the numbers from the generated random numbers. Okay, so that is what actually called histogram. Okay, the histogram will give you the frequency of each data in the given data set. Okay, so that is what called actually histogram. Okay, so if you have a bulk data or bulk numbers, in that numbers I want to count, for example, from 0 to 100, how many numbers are there, how many tens are there, or how many 20s are there, like that I want to count. Or I want to count from 0 to 10, how many numbers are there, from 10 to 20, how many numbers are there. So in that range, how many numbers are there, that I want to count that, and I want to draw a graph for that. Okay, so I can do that within a single function called histogram. Okay, so there is a function called hist. So plot plt dot hist, give x is the random numbers, set of numbers. You may have 200 numbers or 500 or thousands of numbers also. So whatever the number it may be, it will draw a graph. Okay, so only with this single function you are able to count the numbers within different range, and you can able to draw a graph like this. Okay, so this is called histogram. Okay, so with this the different kinds of graphs in matplotlib we have explored. Okay, so with this you will be able to do different kinds of visualizations with the data set whatever you are having. Okay, so I hope you have understood about this matplotlib, and I'm explored all the options whatever enough for you. Okay, and we'll move on to the machine learning session in the next class. Okay, so with this the data science portion is over. Okay, so let me stop with this, and we'll look at the machine learning in the next class. Thank you. Bye bye.